and welcome. I'm Jim Gordon. Welcome to the Taste of Scotland Festival podcast. We've been doing a few updates here week to week for you in preparation of this year's festival, which will be held June 17th at the Macon County Fairgrounds, just outside of beautiful Franklin, North Carolina. We've talked before about our bands that are beyond stage. We've got the Mountain Muse Band. We've got Jacobites by Name. We've got Wild Mountain Time. We have Colin Grant Adams. We have Andrew Finn McGill. We will be having some demonstrations from the Museum of the Cherokee. These will be all happening on our two different stages, something going on all day on both of the stages. We also have our games, the Highland Games themselves. They'll be kicking off about 9 in the morning, run all day long. There'll be competition, 3 different levels. There'll be a men's, a women's, and I believe there's a beginner's level of competition for the caber toss, the sheaf toss, the weight toss, both for distance and for height, all kind of fun stuff. That's already all set. What I want to talk to you real quick about this week is our clan participation. This is part of what makes it a whole lot of fun for me. Is the more clan participation we can have, the better off it is. We so far we have the Hayes are going to be there. Clan Hay, my clan, the House of Gordon, has agreed to come over and visit us in June this year. We've also heard from Clan Logan. They want to come join us. Some of the other clans we've had in the past that we're looking forward to having again, Clan Rose, Clan Grant, the McLarens have been with us before, as well as the Campbells, and many other. Also this year we have the Society of District Families that'll be returning this year. This is a unique society in that historically not all Scotsmen were members of a particular clan. There were many that were more associated geographically with where they lived, especially in the more urban areas such as Edinburgh and Glasgow and such. So there are many families that consider themselves district families, meaning my family was a part of this district. And so they have a representative that has agreed to come visit us again this year at our festival. If you have a clan that you would like to see at the festival, by all means, come on. There's no charge. Clans are free this year. We want to see as many out there. Just line them up across the field so you can go along there. People can walk along and say, well, I'm part of this Wallace. I'm part of the Stewarts. And you see your family, and it makes the whole experience that much more for everybody. Also, on Friday night, that's what I want to talk about with the clans. We'd love to see representation Friday night in downtown Franklin. We're going to meet up about 5:15 on June 16th. We'll be behind the town hall as we'll all gather and get in line for our big parade right down Main Street, starting off about 6 o'clock. We're going to go from town hall down Main Street, Franklin, up to where the gazebo is, take a left, and we'll come right back Stewart Street and end up with our Kaylee, our big party that we're going to have for a Friday night. Lots of free music and some food and fun there. The parade itself, we hope to have as many different clans. We have a lot of banners which we're going to use in the parade, and we'd love to see the corresponding clans show up and proudly carry their banner down Main Street, Franklin. Or if we don't have that particular clan's banner, come on down, we'll make you a sign, or put on your kilts. Ladies, you can put on the scarves and the chest and get all gussied up there for a big parade right down Main Street. We'd love to have you. We'll also have a few dignitaries we're looking on. We'll get some politicians in there, some of the performers and the musicians that are going to be playing the next day at the festival. Maybe we can even get some of the athletic participants and judges that'd be fun to get some of them to ride in our parade with us. So you never know who might show up in our parade. We may have clowns and mermaids and stuff. We're working on a lot of things as far as that goes. I also like to invite any commercial entities if you would like to do a little float. A few that come to mind that would lend itself real well to a Scottish parade, a Scottish festival. But if you like just to get out there and show your community support, show off your Scottish and Irish heritage, come on down. We'd love to have you join our parade. Just anybody and everybody. Just let us know and show up about 5:15 on Friday, June 16th, and we'll line you up in the parade, and we'll have us a good old time over at the Cayley. After the parade, Mountain Muse Band will be leading off a Cayley. Now, a Cayley usually means everybody brings their own instrument, everybody gets involved, everybody has fun. It's all just a big public party is basically what it is. We'll be right there at the Raskeller. So they'll have refreshments there. We'll have some kind of food there, would hopefully be of Scottish nature, but we may just have hot dogs. It'd just be fun for that. We'll get that part of it figured out here. But a lot of good music, a lot of good fun. As soon as the parade's over, that's when the party starts, and we'll carry on till they run us off, which we're not as young as we used to be. We probably won't be that late. But then that's all in preparation for the big festival Saturday at the Macon County Fairgrounds. Now, I'd like to continue our program today with another one of our interviews that we have done. This one today is with Susanna Bryce. She is the current president of the Taste of Scotland Society. Recently got up with her and got to ask her a few of her thoughts and views on the Taste of Scotland Society. All right. Welcome back. And this week we are talking with the current president of the Taste of Scotland Society, Miss Suzanne Bryce. Mm-hmm. I'm pronouncing that Bryce?
You are perfect.
Okay. Suzanne is a relatively newcomer to our organization. She's been with us for a little over a year, I believe. And she's jumped right in there, and we sure do appreciate it. Suzanne, what is your motivation for being a part of the society here?
Well, it's fabulous people who make me laugh, and it's an interesting subject that I'm learning about from three sides of my family. We're from Scotland, and I didn't really know that until my parents passed away. And I was a big fan of the Scottish movies that I saw, like Rob Roy and Braveheart and some of the other stuff with Sean Connery. And so that made me want to go to Scotland. And then I started learning about it. And so when I moved here, one of the reasons I looked here is because I read about the tartan. There's a museum here in town. And so that made me start looking, and then I fell in love with the house, so here I am.
We happen to be at Suzanne's house filming this. Is a lovely house. What are you most anticipating? What do you think
as the job
for the festival coming up?
The festival coming up is going to be. I think it's going to be fabulous. It was really good last year after a tornado took its hit and stuff. So, I mean, we can only improve, right? The people that I met and talked to were fascinated with the real Scottish things that they were seeing. They kept saying, "This is so real. This is so real." And the pipe bands and the bagpipes and the dancers and all the people that wear their kilts and it seems to be something that makes people happy. And that's what people said to me afterwards, because I was in the cow field.
helping us out last year.
I was in the cow field at a table.
Last year we had a tent for Suzanne. She was going to help with the VIPs and that kind of stuff. but the wind came up Friday night, and that was the end of the tent. So, so we made do.
We did. It was fun.
One thing I would like to hit on here is the society. Uh, they have other events throughout the year.
Yes, we
That we
just
can mention?
finished Burns Night, which is a tribute to poet Robert Burns. It was, I'd never been to one before. I'd watched some online, so I knew what I was doing, but um, just the camaraderie and the people's pride and the customary responses to things that were said. And, I mean, it was just a lot of fun. And people who got involved up to their eyeballs. So everybody had a good time. And
And I just like to mention that we do take pride in the authenticity of our Burns Night supper. We with the haggis and the marching and the parade around of the colors, and it's just a fun night. That is usually in January, into January, I believe, around Robert Burns' birthday, which you can easily look up. Which I don't know.
I learned that haggis is actually pretty good.
Did you try some haggis?
I did. I tried everything.
She's a brave girl.
So, it was good.
All right. Anything else that you want to mention?
Well, I think there are times that we do little things, like we did we've done some tartan searches around town for things, and we've tried to expand our membership, which is one of my priorities, because we need kids younger than me to come and enjoy it and pass it on. Scotland, the Scotland population that came to America after Culloden, which was a war that they lost big time, and the British went into Scotland and just destroyed the Highland culture. No one could wear tartans. No one could,
They tried.
Well, so some of them who survived the battle were put on ships and sent to America with their families. And so it was hard to get up here in the mountains, but that's where they wanted to be, because the Highlands in Scotland are very much like this. And so they walked here or pushed a canoe down a river until they couldn't do it anymore. So all of these things that put it together, people don't know much about Scotland anymore, or haven't, and they're starting to find out. There's some pride in heritage and knowing that that's where you're from.
Uh, you're talking about the pride and heritage and the uniqueness of this area geographically is one of the reasons why we like to involve the Cherokee. The Museum of the Cherokee People, they come join us every year. This year, they're going to be demonstrating their style of storytelling, their dancing, and some of their other arts and crafts. And the reason we do that is because of the Scots and the Scotch Irish that migrated to this area. Had a special relationship with the Cherokee, much more than the English or the German or some of the other settlers, for many different reasons. Matriarchal society,
tribal lifestyles.
A tribal, clan lifestyle was very similar. Plus, they had a common enemy, which we won't mention at this time. But we all know who we're talking about. Suzanne, we thank you so much for taking time
Glad to do it.
And talking to the folks. And we look forward to seeing you June 17th at the Macon County Fairgrounds.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey. All right, we're back. Thank you, Suzanne. We appreciate you taking the time to do that interview. I'd like to move right along here today. We've got a few things going on in the area I want to mention. A few that I've mentioned before. Coming up, we have, I believe this weekend, the Baldwin Celtic Baden. I don't know how I'm pronouncing this name. It's Eastern Piedmont, east of Charlotte. They're having their third annual, maybe second, I think it's the third annual Celtic Festival. It's a downtown event, a freebie. Sounds like a lot of fun. I know my buddy Trip Rogers, he's going to be playing there. He's a real good performer. if you happen to be in that part of the country this coming up weekend, be sure to check them out. That's a fun show there. Moving right along through the month of May, lots of good stuff. This is the time of year when festivals are going on just about every weekend. You can find one in the area. On the May 20th and 21st weekend, that would be the week after this one coming up, is the Smoky Mountain Games. That's a fun one there. We're going to try to make that one over in Townsend, Tennessee. It's just right over the mountains over there. Just go to Gatlinburg, take a left. You can't miss it. It's a lot of fun. They've got some good stuff there. Sire is going to be playing there, the real good Celtic rock band that comes out of Columbia, South Carolina, along with, I believe, North of Argyle is playing also this year at the Smoky Mountain Highland Games. Check them out. That's a good show there. Something else I wanted to mention here. We've talked about our Kaylee coming up on June 16th in Franklin. To get an idea of what a Kaylee is all about, they're having one May 18th, which would be next week on a Thursday at the Spotted Pig in Clayton, Georgia. If you're getting down that way, the Spotted Pig, go check it out. It's a lot of fun. You don't have to play. If you don't play, just enjoy the music, clap your hands, sing the songs if you know them. If not, just sit back and enjoy. It's always a good time and always a lot of fun there at the Spotted Pig in Clayton, Georgia, with a Kaylee on Thursday, next Thursday. Moving right along, they had the Savannah Games this past May. I heard they had a great time there. End of the month, we go down to Greenville for the Greenville Games. They have a Friday night parade downtown Greenville, and then the big show is Saturday. I believe it's at Furman University campus is where they have the Greenville Highland Games. That's always good stuff. Albadoc is going to be there. Sire, again, will be there. Lots of good bands to hear. Lots of good fun. Just the dogs and the smells and the aromas and the sounds. You can't beat it. Moving right along real quick, something I just heard of I haven't heard it, just heard of it. The Blairsville Highland Games, which is June 10th, which is a week before ours. So you got plenty of time. They will be having some friends of ours come up from the St. Pete area of Florida. The band called the Celtic Conundrum. We've seen them many times, grown to love their music and love them. They're great people, Sandy and Gene Martinelli and the rest of them. So if you get a chance, Blairsville, Georgia, June 10th. They've got the Blairsville Highland Games that goes on all day long. Maybe by next week I can get a little update on who else they have there. Ours is June 17th. We hope to see you there. Anything else I'm missing? We've got a Tuatha show on the 26th of May. That is at the Open Chord in Knoxville. They are opening actually for Celtic Nova. Oh, one of the big bands. They're the ones that got the fire coming out of the bagpipes. It's a great show. If you get a chance, that is on the 26th of May at the Concourse in Knoxville. That about does it for our calendar. I don't see anything else right there. Don't forget our show, Macon County Fairground, is on June 17th. We're going to leave you today with some of the before-mentioned sights and sound from the Smoky Mountain Games from last year. We had a great time last year. Josh got some good footage there for you. We're going to play that for you here. And so just to whet your appetite a little bit on what we got coming along here in Franklin. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.